even before I knew what being a filmmaker was, I wanted to be a filmmaker. When I was a little boy, I used to love to pretend that I was in the movies or have movie ideas, but I never knew what it was as a career. So I would say from a very small child, I used to write stories and want to act them out. As an adult, I became really interested in filmmaking and writing screenplays. And it just got to the point where, as a professor, I felt that I wasn't living out all of the things I wanted to do. So finally, I just stopped and took a sabbatical and did something my heart always wanted. I see myself as a filmmaker, a writer, director. I don't see them as separate entities. It's one thing for me.
Well, you're here now and time is money, so let's just cut to chit-chat. Tell me what you got for me. Okay, what happened with Dr. Omowale Akintunde was he was actually in film school in Los Angeles, and my daughter's boyfriend told me about this movie he was doing. He was doing a little student film. He was very excited about it. He was very excited about the guy who was directing it and who had written it. I spoke with him, and I was really impressed with him and his depth of knowledge about things more than theater and film. When I found out that the little student film that he had put together, he had actually found financing to turn it into a feature-length film, I said, you know, I want to be involved in that. So, you know, that's how I got involved in Wigger. But before that, this is my third time in Omaha. I had never been to Omaha before in my life, and in the last year I've been here 3 times. And each time has been a really incredible experience here on UNO, doing symposiums, we're exploring multiculturalism and white privilege and the deconstruction of the whole situation. So it became a wonderful experience for me, and now we're planning things for the future. We got other projects planned, and we're going to be doing other things together. So this has been fantastic. Been a fantastic experience. That's how I met Doc.
Antoine, would you like to make a toast to your brother? You gotta take that picture.
Yeah. Okay. Take a picture with me and Anna's looking gangster. So, look, and I'm gonna throw up a sign for it. Ready?
Yeah, wait.
And
it's the
I still pinch myself. Listen to me. I still wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and pinch myself. I can't believe I actually met Anna Maria Horsford, much less made a film with her. To tell you about Anna Maria, I have to tell you about Meshack first. Meshack introduced me to his public relations guy, Ken Reynolds, who invited me to his house for dinner, and guess who was sitting at the table? Of course, I conveniently had a whole satchel of the DVD short of Wigger that I just happened to have with me. You know, you got your comb, you got your brush, you got your copies of Wigger, and I gave her a copy. And to my amazement, she responded. And it sort of went on from there. Ready and action.
So I came across this ad. It said incredible acting opportunity. Woke up the next day, went to work, not thinking about it, and then my boy Rocky, who's actually here helping out on the set, came up to me and said, "Hey, Dave, man, I saw something on Craigslist that'd be perfect for you." And he starts explaining it, and it's the same ad that I had read the night before. I went home. First thing I did was submit for it, and I got a call like 3 or 4 days later to come out to LA audition. So I went out to the audition and did a good job. Felt pretty confident, you know. But I got a call a couple days later after that saying that you know, that Omowale liked me, but you know, they were gonna have another round of auditions in New York, and he wanted to see me again, but it wasn't gonna be till after the New York auditions. And in my head, I'm going, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let a whole nother round of auditions go by without me showing my face again. Flew to New York, auditioned in New York, had dinner with Omowale the night before, and then I got a call when I got back to LA a couple days later. Was standing on on Beverly Boulevard. I remember exactly where I was standing. Got the call that I got the role, and I started crying. It just meant so much to me, you know, because the character is so closely related to who I am as a person and how I grew up, and, you know, my life in general. Just, you know, everything is so real to me. You know, I feel this character on such a deep emotional level that, you know, I'm just so happy and so blessed to be able to portray this character in this movie, because, you know, I really feel like I just can really let it just be the best thing it can be, because it's who I am.
I packed my bags, gassed my car, drove out of the valley to the mountain to see if it's a myth. And it's not a myth. Just as advertised, Destiny is a 24/7, 365-day buffet, and I'm here telling you I'm a glutton. So when you see me in LA and New York Times grabbing these microphones, lights, and cameras like they fork spoons and knives, the only thing that ought to be out of your mouth is, damn, that boy said he was hungry.
Eric Harvey. Eric Harvey is the youngest of 3 children. Eric Harvey loved to laugh. Eric Harvey loved being truthful. I didn't really want to start acting. My friends pushed me into acting, you know, with the poetry and stuff. They pushed me into that. For some reason, they thought I would be a good actor. I'm like, man, please, I'm not trying to do no acting. Good step. So they kept hounding me and kept hounding me. We was at a mutual friend wedding in Louisiana, and my mother was with me. So they brought it up in front of her. She was like, Eric, just go to the production. And it's like, just go see. You don't have nothing to lose. So, of course, I did. And that led from one play to another play, another play. Then I started doing the commercials. Started doing the, you know, even did a movie before I went to film school. And met Dr. Omowale Akintunde. We get there at the same time. So we meet, and I see that the brother is real. Anybody that know him know that he's a very precise and well-structured individual, you know, and that's something that I learned and applied into my life, because being around him, you know, he pushed me, you know, when I sometimes slack off, he pushed me even harder, you know, even in this film, Wigger, he pushed me like harder than probably anybody, because he know me and he expect greatness out of me. So it's kind of cool, you know, but it's kind of like pressure sometimes, because, you know, I don't want to let him down.
Action!
Brandon?
What's up?
Are you hot? I'm originally from Kinston, North Carolina, which is a very, very small town, but I grew up with big city dreams. I've always wanted to be an actor and a singer, an entertainer. I love to be the center of attention. I'm the only person I think that I've ever heard actually admit that out loud, that I love to have people watch me perform and do crazy stuff. I was simply on the internet one day just looking through some casting notices, and I saw it come up on Craigslist, and they were looking for an African-American actress to play this role. So, you know, I just shot over a headshot and resume and threw some details in there, and I got a phone call from Arkini, who's actually playing Vita. I read over some of the lines with her and brought some of my insight to the character of Chandra, and she said, you know what, I love you, and I want you to talk to my director, and I'm gonna put him on three-way whenever you're ready. I want you to read with me. My first impression of Omowale was that he was extremely courteous, extremely gracious, that I even took the time to read his script, that I spent the time just having a conversation with him over the phone. And that's never happened with any other director I've worked with. So that really put me in a very, just a comfortable place with, you know, who he was, even though I hadn't met him yet either. So just meeting Arkini and Omowale just made me feel like I want to be attached to this production.
Okay, pictures up. Roll camera.
For this role, I was actually in LA doing another film called Naked Hostage. I played a cop. I was starring in a film, and I played a cop being held hostage. And then I got the call to come and audition for Wigger. I go to the audition, and there was a lot of people there, and I went in, auditioned. I met Omowale, Akintunde, and immediately when I went to the audition, I just loved the whole vibe. Like the whole vibe was there. And I also met David there, who's also playing Brandon in the film, and he and I were the two that was at the audition, and we hit it off instantly. We were the last ones left at the audition because we had to stay over, and we just went in there and we just had fun with it. We killed it. We took the script. We had fun. They was laughing. We just made it fun. And then later, I got a call from one of Omowale Akintunde's assistants, and they wanted me to continue to read for it. Omowale did not cast me right away. I mean, he kind of did, but he didn't. And we would just read over the phone. He is such a perfectionist that I had to read with him. We would be over the phone practicing for 3 and 4 hours till he finally got what he wanted.
In film school, we formed groups and we would alternate roles. But this film meant so much to me that I wanted to bring in an outside cinematographer because I wanted to do some things, you know, visually, and I wanted the expertise of a person whose whole work was being a cinematographer. So I put out an ad and I interviewed all these people, and I talked with a young woman that was teaching a cinematography class at the New York Film Academy, and Jean-Paul was one of the people she recommended. So I interviewed him too. And so after interviewing several people, I decided Jean-Paul was the man. Little did I know I had come across, and I mean this with everything within me, my aesthetic soulmate. I mean, this brother is absolutely, he is the quintessential expression of the visual medium. And to find somebody who understands your story and understands your visual desires and then make that happen is one of the most extraordinary things. And I want to say 2 other things about him. Not only is he an extraordinary cinematographer, he is an extraordinary human being. I love working with him. He makes the filmmaking process not just pleasant, but fun and intriguing. And he understands the importance of it. He understands why it's important that a film be beautiful, not just for beauty's sake, but because we're telling an important story. I just simply can't say enough good things about him. I think together we make a team that is really one to be reckoned with.
Get me wet. Get me wet. Come on. Get me wet. Get me wet. See? See how that works? Huh? That's film, baby. Now I'm tired.
I believe you when you say you despise motherfucking Africans. Because how else could someone explain your ignorant self-hatred? Dumb motherfucker.
Where's the lady that does this? Where is she? Somebody wants to break. Somebody come up to this lady and let me know, because I know she's in here. Yeah. I did too. That was my test. So if she was doing it or not. Wait, she held her. Where's Vicky? Vicky, you got to get this from behind the scenes. This is Armstrong holding her breath, okay? And she wasn't even in the scene, okay? Cut! Aretha, who? When Jean-Paul and I were talking about shooting this film, I said to him, Omaha is one of the stars. It is a character in the film. I wanted them to feel what a fantastic place it is. I wanted them to feel the authenticity of being immersed in the community that is called North Omaha. Can you imagine how you must feel as a director in terms of your gratefulness that a group of people would get together and suspend their lives for 3 weeks for the sole purpose of making something that's in your head come to life? I can truthfully say I had the most wonderful group of people around me that any human being could hope for. I don't think there's ever been a film shoot that has gone more spectacularly or has gone as well as that shoot did. It was a fantastic crew. It was a fantastic group of people. It was without doubt the very best experience I've ever had in my life working with them. I wish I could make it happen again. I do.